and it looked like Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White definitely had a situation where they was in a heated exchange right before halftime.
Caitlin Clark, you need to go up to their front office, demand Stephanie White to be fired, removed.
They want the front office to pick between Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White, man.
It was only a matter of time, bro, that Caitlin Clark was going to obviously have words with Stephanie White.
Caitlin Clark needs to get the hell out of Indiana.
I think this is one of those things where it might be a turning point.
The entire corridor trembled as the locker room door slammed shut. Inside, tension was building, voices were being raised, and the Indiana Fever season was about to undergo a permanent transformation. In the most heated exchange of the WNBA season, Stephanie White was going to have to deal with the fallout from her coaching choices, and Caitlin Clark had finally reached her breaking point. The basketball world would be rocked by what transpired next, and fans would wonder if the biggest star in the game was prepared to permanently depart Indiana.
The word on the street is CC told Stephanie White to sit Kelsey Mitchell and Howard because they don't pass. Could be true. CC went to tie her shoe after passing to Howard on a play. LOL.
And it is clear that there is a philosophical rift in the team.
It wasn't simply one poor performance or one dubious substitution that led to the ensuing yelling match. It was about a superstar who believed her coach was deliberately undermining her career, months of frustration, and squandered brilliance. Disbelief blazed in Clark's eyes. After bringing this franchise into the national mainstream, she was pushed to the perimeter of a strategy that appeared to be allergic to superstar talent. Imagine focusing your whole marketing strategy on a record-breaking second-year star, only to bench her when the chips are down. That is exactly what Indiana's theater of the ridiculous is all about.
She don't know what she's doing. She's holding Caitlin Clark back. She don't know what to do with her.
Yeah, I know Caitlin Clark plays a certain type of way. You want to build a team around your superstar player. That is not the case for this team. This front office solely, to me, only care about the regiment of their team.
Y'all was way better without her last year, you hear me? She is sabotaging your game. She trying to make you play slow. Know what I'm saying? You have to have the ball in your hand and play up tempo. That's your game. And everybody, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see that. You hear me? And everybody that's saying the Fever is better without Caitlin Clark, aka my precious CC, goofy.
Fans aren't merely muttering criticisms. They're roaring with annoyance. Comments like as, "I paid for Clark Magic, not this circus," abound on social media. And I'm out if this is what Fever basketball looks like. It is no longer a coaching error when your most important asset feels neglected. Everyone who bought into the promise is insulted. Here's where you can help though. Please hit the like button and let Caitlin know in the comments section if you're watching this and sharing the same frustration as thousands of other fans. Let's deliver an unavoidable message. Let's make sure the front office of the Indiana Fever is well aware of our feelings over our top players' situation. We must return to the starting point in order to comprehend how we arrived at this explosive moment. You can locate the spark that started this entire fire by going back a few months. Speaking about the Dallas Mavericks during the previous season, Stephanie White made a startling observation that went viral. Without Luka on the court, the Mavericks simply performed differently. She said, "The ball is moving. It's popping. Multiple players stepping up." Let that sink in.
Stephanie White right here talking about Luka.
A wrist sprain in that game that has been out since. And that puts a lot on the plate of players like Spencer Dinwiddie, who just came in, who finds Marshall for the corner three.
When you see the Mavs just play differently without Luka on the floor, he's a guy who's high usage rate, the ball's in his hands. When he's not on the floor, that ball is moving, it's popping, multiple players getting involved in action, and everyone's stepping up.
Okay, you can hear the excitement in her voice talking about Luka not being in there. Oh, they're moving and they're popping and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh no. You hear that and you wonder, is she one of these coaches that doesn't believe in the transcendent play?
In essence, the coach was stating that the club performs better without him as the franchise's face. The man who won the league scoring championship and led them to an NBA Finals berth. It was similar to a bakery boasting that after firing the head chef, it now sells more pastries. Social media users were shocked and amused by White's remark. Analysts sneered. Fans let out howls. However, White went one step farther and presented it as a pillar of her coaching philosophy. The system is larger than any player. When a similar screenplay played out in Indiana, that moment suddenly made perfect sense. Swap out Luka for Clark and the Mavericks for the Fever. And your story is the same. A liability is your superstar.
Stephanie White, you deserve the Dodo Bird of the Day award.
And if they do not want to get a coaching, make a coaching change and bring in who she wants, that is going to cater to her style and build the team around her strengths, then she should walk.
And who do you think that the fans come to see? They don't come see everybody else that's on that team. I'm sorry. There's no disrespect. The Caitlin Clark effect, the CC effect is real.
This wasn't a casual comment or a line that was thrown aside. It was a manifesto. And when you see that every confusing lineup change, every icy benching, and every slow quarter begins to make sense. Stephanie White's motto is straightforward. You are an issue if you handle the ball excessively. She envisions a fluid offense in which the ball moves about like a pinball and everyone shares duties. This seems wonderful in theory. Free-willing motion, unselfish teamwork, fancy feeding. In reality, it frequently resembles a broken shopping cart, with players banging into each other while attempting to find direction and jerking aimlessly.
Bro, I don't even understand the spacing of the offense. I'm watching Caitlin Clark drive down the right side of the lane, and Natasha Howard, rather than spacing the floor and stand in the corner, she's diving to the basket, bringing a defender to Caitlin. It's just, bro, the offense is just trash. I got to be honest with you.
But what I will say with Stephanie White is just that I hate this offense. I do not like the Indiana Fever's offense this season. It's hard to watch. And I feel like Stephanie White is bringing what she was doing with the Connecticut Sun over here.
That's exactly why men need to be coaching in the WNBA, bro. Need to be coaching. Yeah, let a man do it, bro. Because all this women coaching other women athletes, bro, it's out of there. And then these women owners and all of that, man, please, bro, y'all just tearing stuff down, bro. It's not about y'all. But it's crazy though.
Caitlin Clark is a unique athlete. She is a generational point guard designed to direct, ignite, raise, bench her engine, and bring everything to a complete stop. However, White maintains that putting Clark at the top of the usage hierarchy undermines team unity. She preaches that isolation and predictability result from high consumption rates. However, the facts contradict this. The offense stagnates, teammates stray, support scores decrease, and defenders revel in confusion when Clark is not on the field.
You played Natasha Howard more minutes in the first half than you played Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark played the fourth most minutes out of everybody in the starting lineup in the first half, and you wonder why we're losing. Caitlin, 12 points, 9 assists, but she don't even look like the same player. She don't look enthusiastic. She just don't even look like she into it anymore. She kind of look like she over this, you know what I mean? And to be honest, as a Caitlin Clark fan, I'm pretty much over it as well. I just got to keep it real with you. I'm pretty much over this as well. This season is a travesty. I just feel like, she needs to explore other.
Under White and her mentor Carolyn Peck, this system first failed at Vanderbilt. The Commodores struggled through seasons with 7 victories, followed by 7 more before a slight improvement came too late, despite PC's championship history. Fans remained away, players opted out, and there was a hum of annoyance on campus. White is redrawing the same template with much larger stakes now that he has a WNBA sideline. Front page writers and primetime broadcasts are waiting for achievement in Knoxville, not students. The outcome is uncannily familiar. A team with unquestionable skill is struggling. What happens, though, if the star tries to shine through the debris? Now let's discuss Clark's present situation. Take a look at the figures. Compared to her exceptional debut campaign, Clark's usage rate has dropped by over 20%. Her point total each game has decreased. Her help has stopped. Additionally, slow ball movement obscures her signature court vision. The celebrity who used to light up the arena now appears to be a guest at a leisurely rehearsal. You can see her hesitation each time she touches the ball. The break isn't being sprinted by teammates. Screens don't show up at all or arrive late. Immediately, defenders surround her, challenging her to attempt a shot. Caitlin isn't showcasing her skills here. Caitlin's talent is being exploited. Her electrifying presence among sold-out audiences has faded into a general indifference. Furthermore, Clark hasn't really changed. She continues to thread needles, drill deep threes, and read the floor like a book. Her opportunity is the only thing that has altered. White's algorithm considers creativity like a bug and welcomes each endeavor with a scatterplot of rotations. As a result, a superstar is deprived of rhythm, thrust into seclusion, and made to battle for every square inch. The box score reveals the story game after game. The coach attributes the team's collapse and poor shooting performance to the adjustment phase. Fans yell foul. Commentators shake their heads. Jargon about balance and unpredictability continues to obscure the fundamental problem. However, the specter of previous mistakes lingers in the background. It's time to go back in time. White is no stranger to this situation. She promoted system purity under PC's winning motto at Vanderbilt. The scoreboard showed 7 victories and 23 defeats, followed by 7 and 24 the next season. Players transferred en masse. Supporters lost trust. Anyone observing will see that a coach who is afraid of star power will suffocate her greatest talents. Years prior to that time at Vanderbilt, Peck and White shared a championship, but success in college competitions does not equate to magic in professional venues. Different rhythms, different egos, and larger stakes are required in the WNBA. However, White has effectively replicated the same template. She pursued the fallacy that superstar dependability is subordinated to surprise. When dissatisfaction grew, she blamed the players for not buying in rather than the system for failing them, sacrificing momentum for motion. Her history is being replayed in real time as she stands on WNBA hardwood. When you take into account the resources the Fever invested in Clark's arrival, their patchy record provides no comfort. You run the danger of losing both fame and trust when you set up a celebrity for media appearances, jersey promotions, and primetime spots and then ignore her when it matters most. Why, then, are fans seeing it in Indiana at last? Because there are too many misfires to overlook. Social media has become a virtual riot. Free Caitlin is trending under Fever posts. One fan vowed to skip the entire season, while another said, "Release our star or release our money back." The disparity is apparent to even casual spectators who are not well versed in basketball strategies. They wonder why purchasing a ticket feels like being in the front row of a slow-motion meltdown when they see the empty seats and hear the muted cheers. Sponsors have begun posing pointed queries. National broadcasters are nervous, avoiding post-game press conferences as though each coach interview is a minefield. "What's your plan to fix the ball in Clark's hands?" is a common question posed by sports media to front office representatives, and insiders claim that some executives are afraid of losing the league's big draw if the scenario persists. This is not a minor complaint. It is a widespread revolt. Reruns of set plays with mid-range bricks and wasted downtime are what viewers paying top dollar for broadcast excitement are receiving instead. Their enthusiasm for Clark's rise is being stifled by a system that denies her the limelight. And when a sufficient number of individuals perceive a betrayal, they organize. They post videos, tag the team, and flood comment sections with requests for reform. It's hard to ignore that digital thunder. What, though, needs to be done by the Fever front office to calm the storm? The evidence against White's strategy continues to grow. Take a look at what transpired when Clark recovered from her most recent groin injury. She returned to an entirely different starting lineup after missing 5 games. White made unheard-of adjustments, rearranging the pieces like a chess master who had forgotten that winning was the goal. The outcome was expected. Clark appeared uneasy. Fans were deceived once more as the team appeared disorganized. Her rematch with the Golden State Valkyries ended in a humiliating 80-61 loss. 10 points on 4 of 12 shots, including 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. These figures don't represent the unleashing of a superstar. These are a player's suffocating numbers. Here's what makes it even more frustrating, though. In reality, the Commissioner's Cup was won by the Fever without Clark playing. In a 74-59 victory over the reigning champion Minnesota Lynx, Natasha Howard stepped up with 16 points and 12 rebounds. This is used by White and her supporters as evidence that the system is effective. They assert that it demonstrates the team's ability to function without depending on a single individual, yet they completely miss the mark. A squad that performs better without its top player is undesirable. When their great player is on the bench, no one wants to watch a championship team perform at its best. The true sadness is that despite everything going on, Clark's unique genius still comes through. She is averaging more than 17 points and 8 assists per game this season, even in a smaller position. When White eventually lets her go, she's carrying the offensive load, making highlight reel passes, and making impossible threes. But instead of the consistent perfection we ought to be seeing every night, those moments seem like pilfered glimpses of greatness. In the meantime, the coaching choices continue to become increasingly perplexing. Recently, White used Clark's ability to set screens and play off the ball to defend her lineup adjustments. She underlined that if Clark concentrated on moving without the basketball, she may get open looks. However, this totally ignores what makes Clark unique. She is more than simply a shooter who needs to discover attractive people. When she gets the ball in her hands, she is a floor general who improves everyone around her. She is a playmaker with the ability to conjure up offense. She is a leader who enjoys setting the pace and directing the game's flow. When White was penalized by the league for her remarks regarding officiating, the frustration reached a breaking point. White went on a tirade about the referee's failure to shield her star player after Clark received many harsh fouls during a rough game against the Connecticut Sun. This initially appeared to be a coach standing up for her player. However, if you look more closely, you can see the inconsistency. White will not shield Clark from her own system that restricts her influence on the game, but she does want the officials to shield Clark from physical play. There is a lot of irony. White won't give Clark the touches she deserves, but she insists that officials give her the call. When it comes to fouls, she wants the league to acknowledge Clark's unique status, but when it comes to offensive responsibility, she won't. She won't defend Clark's right to run the offense without being micromanaged, but she will defend Clark's right to drive to the basket without getting hammered. Clark is not the only one that exhibits this tendency. Every player in White's method is viewed as a machine's interchangeable parts. Movement is more important to her than individual brilliance, system is more important than star power, and predictability is more important than playmaking. However, robots do not play basketball. Humans with varying strengths, instincts, and means of influencing the game play it. The top coaches are aware of this. They create systems that minimize the shortcomings of their top players while maximizing their talents. Instead of limiting individual genius, they provide systems that foster it. White seems to think that opportunities arise from turmoil. She believes that everyone will find their rhythm if they all touch the ball. She believes that defenses will find it difficult to adapt if the offense is unpredictable. However, the WNBA has moved past this idea. The top teams in the league are aware that a hierarchy is necessary. When the technology malfunctions, you need backup players who can make shots. Stars that can win games when the stakes are at their maximum are what you need. Take a look at the teams that have lately achieved success. A.A. Wilson's supremacy in the paint served as the foundation for the Las Vegas Aces. Breanna Stewart's versatility was fully utilized by the New York Liberty. Jewel Loy's goals and Subber's leadership helped the Seattle Storm win. These teams recognized that outstanding players require outstanding opportunities. They made no attempt to minimize their stars. They attempted to improve them. When the Fever selected Clark in the draft, they had that chance. They had the opportunity to create something unique around a skill that spans generations. Rather, they've spent the last 2 seasons attempting to integrate her into a system that doesn't make the most of her potential. They have squandered valuable time attempting to demonstrate that team basketball is superior to star basketball. In an attempt to legitimize a coaching theory that doesn't work with elite players, they have sacrificed victories. And time is of the essence. Clark won't have to wait indefinitely for the Fever to go away. She has already hinted at her dissatisfaction with the system. She has already had to respond to inquiries on her usage and role. There are already rumors circulating about whether Indiana is the best place for her to realize her greatest potential. These murmurs could turn into shouting if nothing changes quickly. It's not a difficult answer. Give the ball to Clark. Give the offense to her. You can rely on her to make wise choices. Create plays that, rather than in spite of her playmaking, engage her teammates. Instead of competing with team achievement, foster an atmosphere where her individual genius contributes to it. This has nothing to do with giving up team basketball. It's about realizing that outstanding individual players frequently lead to the finest basketball teams. The bottom line is as follows. The top players are the foundation of championship teams. Ask the Fever about Clark, the Lakers about Magic, or the Bulls about Jordan. Well, forget about that. Everyone who has ever watched a successful franchise will tell you the same thing. Stars require autonomy. The ball is necessary for them. When things go tough, they need to be confident. Stephanie White needs to change course or risk losing her most valuable asset. This entails making changes to the playbook rather than maintaining it at all costs. It entails giving Clark the offense's keys and leaving the stage. When it compromises your superstar flow, it is acknowledging that being unpredictable is not a virtue. It entails either coaching more intelligently or, to be honest, coaching less. Imagine Clark leading the league in assists, scoring 25 and 12 points each night, and regaining primetime viewership. Because she is unrestrained, irrepressible, and unmissable, picture sold-out crowds singing her name. It is a vision worth pursuing. Anything less is merely aesthetic noise. Please let Caitlin know in the comments if you think Steph White is causing this squad to stagnate. Tell the Fever front office about it. Let's unite the fans with a single hashtag. Because you have to start showing live brilliance instead of directing a replay. Please share your thoughts in the comment section, subscribe, and enable all notifications so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next one after you click the video on the screen.